I'm incredibly late, but I do want to talk about the books that I read in June, starting with the physical books. Starting with Catcher in the Rye, I believe this book was not what I expected. Like I said, I thought it was going to be like Clockwork Orange or this kid who just runs around town being an absolute menace and destructive to society. But he's actually a child, like 16, 17 years old, who suffers from depression and extreme PTSD. And it's really just his counts of just going around the city after he's getting expelled from school. The Illustrated Man is what it took me a minute to read because I like to read and then digest and read and digest. And the book is made up of about 15 stories. And I really felt as though it helped me understand what exactly science fiction is versus what we typically combine it with, which is like speculative fiction. But this is an amazing sci-fi book. I really enjoyed it and I really believe it was ahead of its time. Ranking my audiobooks from my least favorite to my favorite, starting with my least favorite was Dinosaurs, Dragons, and the Bible. It didn't really touch me the way I wanted it to. Pause. But I believe it had a lot of good facts, a lot of good information. I don't think I'll ever read it again. The next is Traitor King. This story is about King Edward or King David, who is basically Queen Elizabeth's uncle who abdicated the throne for love. And if you think that just because you have a lot of money or like money does not buy class, I'll just like to say that like they are the most awful, horrible, disgusting people of that time period. But it was a pretty decent read. Next is Sachiko. I typically don't read anything about World War II or especially from Japan's recollections. I don't know. I just haven't ever found a story that I was kind of really interested in reading. But this comes from a girl who survived the bombing at Nagasaki. And her story is just touching. It's incredibly sad with her starting to like lose her siblings and her family through radiation. And it also talks about the bullying she faced while going to school and having to deal with everything. But it was an amazing story, and I think I would like to learn more about Japan during World War II.